My name is Dr. Emily Meineke. I am an entomologist and an ecologist, and I study how plants and insects respond to human influences like urbanization and climate change. For the past few years, I have been using herbarium specimens, which are pressed plants, to look at the trajectory of insect damage and how that's changed over time. So the Harvard University Herbaria, where I did my postdoctoral work, is known for a few collections, and probably the most famous of those is the collection of plants that was made by Henry David Thoreau. 10 years ago, these specimens were under lock and key. They were not yours and mine, they were Harvard's, and now they're everybody's. I got really excited about maybe using those specimens for art. It was Leah's idea to make wearable art.
So I work in museum collections as part of my own practice, and also I'm interested in 19th century historical photographic processes and work a lot in the cyanotype process. So I began partnering with Emily as a way to talk about environmental issues, climate change, and also figuring out how do we put this into the world in a way that is maybe accessible, and figuring out how we can bridge art and science.
And so that's where we came up with this idea of honoring the specimens of plants that are in decline in Thoreau's woods by making these pieces of wearable art.
It's always been a dream of mine to design clothes, but I don't have that as a background at all. I was inspired by my bubby, my grandmother, to make these dresses, and it was really through old photographs of her and seeing her in the photographs in the dresses that she was wearing that really inspired a lot of the designs. And Emily was really interested and partnered with Anne as the printer.
So Anne is also one of the more incredible people that I've met. Anne brought a knowledge of how clothes can be sustainable that had never occurred to me, how we could do this in a way that was ethical and would allow people to feel good buying and wearing these dresses.
We were really moving ahead in the dress designs, and we had narrowed down the species that we wanted to work with, the patterns that I had created. We were working with a woman who was creating a dress pattern for us, and then we were starting to create the pattern to fit the dress itself. And then suddenly, everything came to a screeching halt. And since then, like the rest of the world, we've done a lot of Zoom calls. We decided to shift gears and pivot and make masks. The dresses, although not forgotten, we are still working towards those. Those feel less critical now. None of us really feels like going out as much. And so the masks felt like the right step, that it felt really important in terms of protection and thinking about ways that we could still have those conversations and also keep all of us safe.
I would hope that those clothes would create organic conversations about climate change, that instead of focusing around how sad we all are that it's happening, that they focus around something specific that we're losing that's beautiful, and maybe the dress would serve as sort of a call to action.
So the idea would be that you're wearing something beautiful that also has meaning and importance.